Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Agwina Salma Meilina and my student number is A3220190001 and I'm from class F. And in this video, I will tell about my criticism of Artemis Fowl 2020 movie. So the movie title is Artemis Fowl and released in 2020 with production company Walt Disney Studios Motion Picture. And this movie based on the 2001 novel Artemis Fowl by Erin Culver and published by Viking Press or Disney Hyperion. This movie was produced in 2020 by Kenneth Branagh and Judy Hovland with Walt Disney Studios Motion Picture. This movie adapted from Erin Culver's novel. The title of the movie and novel are the same, Artemis Fowl. And the theme of this movie is more on science fantasy adventure. Artemis Fowl's movie has a duration of about 90 minutes. This movie has two main characters, namely Artemis Fowl and Captain Holyshort, and several supporting players such as Artemis Fowl 1, Marge Diggum, Domovoy Butler, Juliet Butler, and etc. In the movie, it is told about two worlds that live but do not coexist because they fight for one object called Oculus, a very powerful and mysterious weapon. The two worlds are the human world in the above and the other is the Heaven City, world where fairies, trolls, and other mystical creatures live deep underground where humans live. And this movie tells the story of 12-year-old child, namely Artemis Fowl, who is very rich, intelligent, and a rebel. His father is an antique dealer who is involved in major theft cases, and while his father is away on a mission, he suddenly disappears and turns out to be kidnapped by one of the mystical creatures. This is where Artemis Fowl adventures begin, where Artemis has to deal with the mystical creatures that his father had taught him about. And he began to meet and kidnap one of the fairies, namely Captain Holyshort, a fairy who was sent out to the human world. And Holyshort is a brave, strong, and though fairy, which at the end of the story, they become good friends to solve problems between the two worlds. Next, there is no music in the movie, only sound effects are displayed. The selection of sound effects that are displayed is also very suitable and fits perfectly with each movie scene that is being played. So the selection and placement of existing and displayed sound effects really support the running of the movie from beginning to the end. For some people, they may already be able to guess the storyline and how this story will end, because it is obvious to be told at the beginning of the movie when Marge Diggum, the drow thief, narrates and say, "This is not about the father, this is about the son. Do not underestimate the kid." Here we know that Artemis will not be defeated, but there is something that makes this movie a little confusing. It is explained that the Artemis family are thieves and rebels. But in the movie, it appears that Artemis is a hero for both worlds. That he saved his father from mystical kidnapper and saved the fairy world by working with Captain Holyshort and Marge Diggum. So this made the impression of the villain being told invisible. Artemis Fowl is one of the most interesting movies to watch, especially if you are a fan of the science fantasy genre. The editing process and special effects that are displayed are very good, making the storyline more interesting. The acting and dialogues played by the character also support the running of this movie. And this movie is suitable for viewing by various groups from teenager to adults can watch it. So I think that's all. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.